Greetings, beautiful creatures. My name is Angel Nightmare. So a lot of you guys have been asking me to do videos on my dreadlocks. I've been meaning to get to this video for a while. The only reason why I decided to do it now is because a lot of my synthetic dreads have been falling out. Yes, I do have real dreads, but yes, I also have synthetic dreads. My real dreads are about this long. This is like the length of my natural dreads. When I started my dreads, I started the twist and rip method. The back comb method didn't do me any justice because my hair just wouldn't back comb. I don't know. It was probably because of the texture of my hair. It was just too poofy, I guess. And also I started with about maybe a 4-inch, almost 4-inch afro. I'll insert a picture before I started my dreads. And then when I started my dreads were like tiny. And I'll insert a picture right here. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of guide you through natural dreads before I go through synthetic dreads. I'm gonna dispel a couple of myths and misconceptions about them. The number one myth or misconception that you'll hear about dreadlocks is that you cannot wash them. You're not supposed to wash them. Dreads are very dirty and they're for dirty people. I just want to tell you, that is not fucking true. Normally, people who don't know shit about dreadlocks or have dreadlocks and have the wrong type of dreadlocks, I won't say the wrong type, but they don't have dreadlocks, which I'll get into in a second. Whenever you have dreads, real dreadlocks, like hairs that are intertwined and matted and locked together, it is impossible for them to do that if your hair is greasy and oily, because what's going to happen is that the hairs are going to slip past each other and are not going to lock up. It is very important that you keep your dreads clean. You clean them at least once a week. In the beginning, when you're starting your dreadlocks, you'll still have like soft hair and you've already sectioned everything out. It's best not to overdo it. Say if you wash your hair every day, I would say when you first start your dreads, wait a couple of weeks till some of it starts to lock up. That way you don't want it to unravel before it actually gets a chance to start. Other than the initial starting period, you can wash your hair every week. I started washing my hair every week when I started doing my hair. That is a misconception. So if anybody ever tells you that, just let them know that they're a fucking liar. The next thing I wanted to talk about is do not ever in your life, if you're getting dreadlocks, if you're considering dreadlocks, like seriously, do not use wax, do not use gel, do not use anything that's supposed to hold or lock or make your hair grow. All that shit is bullshit and it's lying to you. And the reason for that is when you're using gel or wax or something like that, you are like twisting and putting all of that on there and you hold in your place and you look like you have dreads. But you don't. Those are not dreadlocks. And it also prolongs the locking process because what it does is just all it's doing is sticking the hair together and making it lay on top of each other, forcing it into one position. Meaning that the hairs are not going to be able to move and knot up and lock up. When it comes undone, it gets all poofy and it comes out and people are thinking, oh, okay, my hair is growing fast and I need to retwist it again. That is not how that works. What is happening is just the gel is just naturally coming out and your hair is just coming back to its natural state. Those are not dreadlocks. Even if it looks like it, those are not dreads. You're just holding hairs together. It takes a long time for dreads to actually be dreads. I would say a minimum of a year. It took me about a year and 2 months before mine actually started looking like dreadlocks. I walked around looking like a nappy homeless person for about 14 months. I never leave the house, so that doesn't really affect me. It could affect a lot of people and it could be a big, huge throw off for a lot of people because they don't want to wait that long to get dreads. And then, like in the beginning, it seems like nothing's happening, but it's just a slow and long process and you have to be patient. A lot of people give up because they don't want to deal with looking like that. And if you have a job to where you have to stay clean cut or you have to have your hair a certain way or you cannot wear a hat, luckily I can wear a hat at my job, more like actually required to wear a hat at my job. It didn't really bother me that much. And also it didn't really bother me because I don't give a fuck what people think about me. And you shouldn't either. And more specifically, we're going to talk about wax. Wax is something that you should never put in your hair because when you use wax to do your dreads, wax is the absolute worst thing that you could possibly put in your hair. And the reason for that is, Actually, two major reasons. I'm just going to go over those two major reasons. One is wax has a higher melting point than your skin, which means that you're not going to ever be able to wash it out ever. You're just going to have to wait till your hair grows and cut it out. Two, if you have dreads and you have wax, if you have like a wax dreadlock, what that means is like the wax is holding it in, but since it's water resistant, when you wash your hair, it's going to hold water in there. And what it's going to do is it's going to mildew and your dreads are going to smell bad. Never use wax. Those companies are lying to you to make money. Anybody with mature dreadlocks don't really need any of that stuff. So you should already know it's bullshit anyway. The next myth is, once you have dreadlocks, you have them forever. If you want to get rid of them, you have to shave your head. That's not fucking true. Many people have dreads for years and years and years, and then eventually decide they want to comb their hair out because they want something different. A lot of people like to do things with their hair that's different constantly, and if you want to feel like you have control over how your hair looks, dreadlocks might not be the hairstyle for you because you don't really have much control on how they're going to turn out. You just start it off and then it does whatever. You can comb them out. People will typically try to say that, which I believe is just a bias form or hate against dreadlocks because a lot of society seems to hate dreadlocks for some reason. The best thing to do is to soak your hair in conditioner, which is a detangler. And then you can wash it and then soak in conditioner, wash it again, soak in conditioner so it can get into the deeper parts. And then you can comb it out. But when you do it, start from the bottom and work carefully. Combing out dreads is a very careful and probably 8 to 16 hour process, but it can be done and you have to be patient. You don't want to rip out your hair and do it fast because you get impatient. You got to be patient and you got to just do it carefully and always start from the end and then go up to the roots. One dread at a time. But it can be done. It's not possible. The younger your dreads are, the easier it's going to be. But, you know, the longer your dreads are, you're going to have a lot of fallout because when you have dreads, it kind of like locks into the one little roots place, which means all your shedding hair gets dread in there too. So when you're losing hair, that's not hair that you're losing. That's the hair that you would have naturally lost over time anyway. The next thing is synthetic dreads. Yes, I have synthetic dreads. I make my own, but these I actually got out of a dread wig. I just cut them out. There's multiple types of different synthetic dreads, but the three main methods of putting it in your hair that I know about is crochet, if you already have dreads like me, where you just crochet it to the end of your dread and get a crochet hook. I don't have my crochet hook. I meant to have it for this video, but I don't feel like looking for it. But anyway, you get it and then you put the crochet hook in and then you pull the loose hairs in there. Don't overdo it and don't do it too fast, and don't use the crochet hook often, because if you do it a lot or if you do it too often, you'll weaken the hairs in your dread, ripping them out or damaging them, which will cause your dreads to get weak in one spot and fall out, which you don't want. Like your real dread. What I usually do is I pull apart, I'll have like a perfect like rope-like dread, and then I'll cut this apart, then pull these hairs out until it's like a lot of loose hairs at the end, and then I'll wrap these hairs around my real dread, and then I'll take the crochet hook and then go through one side, twist it, and then go through the other side, and then twist it and go through the other side. It's about like a 3-4 minute process, and then I'll do it more if I think there's some more loose hairs coming out. And then you can also like go in the middle of the dread and then pull it through the bottom to help it stay sturdier. But I don't do it too sturdy because I want these to be temporary and I want to be able to take them out, which is why they started coming out. But I've had them in my hair for about 6 months before they started falling out. The reason why I'm letting them fall out now is, one, because I kind of like the uneven, messy look, and 2, I'm probably going to do my hair different than red, which probably isn't going to happen because I'm so attached to the color red. I'm not even going to lie to you and say that I'm going to definitely change it something other than red. But as you can see, I am most definitely attached to the color red. There's a lot of red shit in here. Like red, there's red stuff everywhere. Yeah. That's that. And then the other two types of synthetic dreads, double-ended and single-ended. And double-ended is pretty much, if you don't have dreads already, you want to try putting dreads in, double-ended is pretty much like you have let's just pretend like this is just like a super long dread. You'll have a dread when you make your dreads out of your synthetic hair. You're going to have it folded over. It's just one long rope like dread, but you're going to have this folded over. And then you're going to grab a section of your hair, like, let's just pretend like this is a section of my hair. And then you're going to put the middle part at the base, and then you're just going to braid it down a little bit. And then you're going to wrap your natural hair around one spot of it until like it's concealed, and you're going to hold it with a rubber band to keep it there. And then you'll have like two long dreads. You'll have two long dreads. Then single-ended, it's where it's just one rope, but it's a loop at the end. And you can either seal it like that when you make your synthetic dreads or buy your synthetic dreads like this, or you can wrap a rubber band around it. But what this does is that you'll have this hair, but you're going to slide the loop onto the dread all the way to the base, and then still do the same thing, except for when you have your natural hair, you'll pull two strands out and then braid it around and then wrap it. That's the method. There's pros and cons of both methods. The most common would be single-ended dreads look more natural and real, but it means that you have to spend more hours making dreads and more hours installing them into your hair. Pros of double-ended dreads is that you can do it in probably less than 2 hours, because I've done it multiple times. But the bad thing is that up close, you can tell that they're not real dreads. But in pictures and stuff, it'll still look the same far away. But like if you have like somebody that's like right here in your face, they're going to be like, whoa, what's going on up in here? And you're going to be like, ah! But yeah, that's it. That's my dread video. I just wanted to share with you guys because you guys have been asking me a lot, and I want to give you guys what you want. If you have any other suggestions about what other things I should talk about, or if you have any questions about dreadlocks, anything that you want me to do, or just anything about me, just post it in the comments and I will get back to you, or I'll make a video about it. If I don't get back to you, we can have a grand old time. Also, just post in the comments. Let me know how your day is going, how your life is going, and we can talk. You can also message me and talk to me on Instagram, AngelXNightmare, or Twitter, AngelNightmareX. I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Like, leave a comment, share, embed it on your page, your Facebook, whatever. It helps me out a lot, and I really, really want to continue doing more. Like, just liking and sharing and just spreading it, this helps me out a lot, because it helps me achieve my goals of what I want to do. It means a lot to me that you guys have already just been so loyal and so nice to me, and the comments and stuff that you guys helps inspire me, and it makes me feel good. Anyway, I'm gonna leave. Thanks for watching. But bam!